We have been showing you more of the exclusive interview with Drew Peterson, who is a suspect in the disappearance of his wife, Stacy. Peterson went on the Today Show to proclaim his innocence in both this case and in connection with the death of his third wife. But why do he and so many others go on national TV to proclaim their innocence? We went back to the archives to find other examples of people who did just that.
At this point, unfortunately, it has reached a point where suspicion of me is keeping people from searching for Lacey. They've lost that. They're focusing on me. We need to ask people when was the last time they really thought about Lacey missing, as opposed to when they've thought about the suspicions that swirl around me currently. It's important that we get people out there looking for Lacey again. There's some very simple things. Obviously, yes, I had a romantic relationship that was inappropriate and unfair to a lot of people. And I apologize to everyone involved in that, to all of the families. It had nothing to do with Lacey's disappearance.
You know, she knows how much she's loved, how much she's missed. And be strong, and we're working to get you home. Those are the things.
You haven't given up?
No, God, definitely not. It's the one thing we have.
How difficult does that get as your baby's due date? This is your firstborn child.
Every day is more and more difficult. But imagine how difficult it must be for her. So please, volunteers, anything possible, help us. Thanks, and I'll have to be at Judy. Thank you.
I want to say to my babies, your mama loves you so much, and your daddy, this whole family's love you so much, and you guys have got to be strong. Hey, I mean, they've got people everywhere looking for them. I mean, you know, you can hear the helicopters are there, and but they haven't seen anything, and it's crazy. And it's been since 9 o'clock last night, you know. And I really thought that when it got daylight, they would find them just in a heartbeat. But all I'm doing is just praying and just keeping my faith that they're going to be okay.
I woke up at about 8, recognized that she hadn't awakened me when she came home from running, but didn't think much of it. She often does that if I'm tired or something. She'll just, out of respect, I guess, just let me sleep. And I often drive her to work. Today she wanted to drive herself. And then I called her at about 10 o'clock to just say hi, see how she was doing, and they told me she... Sorry.
She never got to work.
She never made it in this morning.
So we've now seen all people who actually turned out to be guilty. I mean, Bill Stanton, why would they do it?
Well, why do they kill people?
No, why do they go public?
It's amazing. Well, spin like politicians. They want to spin things in their favor. They know the world is looking at them closely, so they think they're smarter than everybody else, and they think if they can go on, shed a tear, shake their head a couple of times, that they're going to convince Mom and Pop America, who's very forgiving, that they didn't do it.
Well, Clint, you're a former profiler. I've got to believe that these people have experienced things in their past where they've been able to get away with it. They've been able to lie and talk their way out of things, and they're thinking they may be able to just do it again.
Yeah, you're right, Dan. I mean, you know, the shrinks will say that, you know, these people we just looked at are narcissistic sociopaths. You and I will say these are people who have lied in their lives. They've lied about little things and other things, and they've gotten away with it. And, Dan, that's been a pattern of behavior. When they need a reason, when they need an excuse, they lie. In the past, people bought it. All of a sudden, now people don't buy it, and they don't understand it because they've gotten away with it for years.
And, Monica, what's interesting, you compare Drew Peterson to some of the people we just saw. He's not shedding tears. He almost is saying, look, hey, I need a lawyer. Somebody out there get me a lawyer. And then he goes around insulting his missing wife.
You know, Dan, it's about arrogance or innocence. They'll either go and do this interview to profess their innocence, or they do it because they're arrogant and narcissistic and they want the attention. And here, look at him. He's saying, come here, I've got a really big case. I need help. Come pay attention to me and give me legal services for free.
But are you kidding me? Do you think, Monica, do you think he's just sort of going out with a final swan song? I mean, even when he's proclaiming his innocence, he's not doing it with any great fervor. I mean, it's almost like he's like, look, I don't know what happened, but you know what? My wife, when she was menstrual, would be a big problem. I mean, you know, right? I mean, that's kind of what Drew Peterson was saying.
Well, what he's doing is basically he's putting down his wives. He's saying how horrible they were, how materialistic they were, and he's the good guy here.
Well, Daniel, I guess his defense, his position at this point, Daniel, very quickly, is that she ran away and didn't tell anyone, so I guess he would claim, oh, I'm angry at her, right?
Yeah, he's damned if he does or doesn't. You know, when I'm in a trial court, if I don't put my client on the stand, the jury is told, do not pay attention to the fact that he asserted his Fifth Amendment rights, but they all do. They want to hear from him. If he's innocent, testify. The same thing here. If you're innocent, then say, find my wife. So they can't win these guys.
Daniel Horowitz, Monica Lindstrom, Clint Van Zandt, Bill Stanton, the love letters go care of NBC.